Chris.
Hello, Tim.
How are you? All right?
Yeah, hello, everybody.
And what we're going to talk about today?
Today is a good day to start my new series where I talk about my life.
Cool, dude.
And today is my mom's 85th birthday.
Wow, happy birthday, Mum.
Happy birthday, Mom. And she was like, I think about 20 years old when she met my dad. And they were the first of the war generation, because they were still kids when the war ended, the Second World War. So, wasn't a lot to do then.
So what did your parents do when they met? What were they doing for a job, for instance?
My dad was working in a Kaufhaus.
A department store.
A department store. It was the store that Woolworth took over after a couple of years.
Well, the original store he went to was Bilka, right?
Bilka
Okay.
was short for Billig Kaufhaus.
Which means?
Cheap.
Cheap department store.
Yeah.
Bilka, I never knew that.
Yeah.
That's good, Bilka. Well, the Germans tend to sort of like do a lot of that type of thing, don't they? Sort of shorten things down, like Kripo for criminal police.
Yeah.
Cool, dude.
And Stasi for Staatssicherheitsdienst.
We don't talk about that.
No.
Don't mention the war too much.
No.
So he was working for Bilka. What was your mum doing? Or was she just a schoolgirl?
No, she was working in the office where her dad was the boss.
Uh-huh.
And it was quite convenient because this office was under the flat where they lived.
So they lived above the shop, or was it a shop?
It was
You say it in German if you want, and I'll translate it.
a Sägenfabrik.
Oh, a sawmill.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
And she was doing the bureau stuff.
So the office worked for a sawmill.
Yeah.
But it was a dad's company, right?
Yeah.
What was the company called? Do you remember?
It was called Sägenfabrik Gottfried.
Sägenfabrik Gottfried.
Yeah.
Cool, dude.
I saw her dad was called Anton, so
Who was Gottfried?
it was the Gründer of the Fabrik.
Okay, the person who founded the fabric.
Yeah.
But they weren't family, no?
No.
Okay. So your dad was working in Bilka, and Mum was in the office in the family sawmill business. How did they meet? Do you know?
And they met in a fun fair.
A fun fair? Oh, you mean like the Dult?
Yeah.
Okay, the Dult is like a fair with a market, a fun fair with a market and beer tents, right?
Yeah, and Ermei.
A bit like the Oktoberfest, really, isn't it?
A bit, yeah.
But not as big.
No.
Where was it?
In Regensburg.
Regensburg, my Dult, so in May.
Yeah.
Cool. I've been there.
You've been away with it.
We might have sat in the same seats, even though we don't even know.
Yeah. Could well be. And my dad played in the same handball team. Handball is something like football.
Well, it's like five-a-side. It's played inside, isn't it? In a sport hall, yeah? It's like five-a-side footy, but with the hands.
Yeah.
You throw the ball instead of kicking it.
Yeah.
Very physical.
And my mom's elder brother was playing handball as well in the same team. So he took my mom to the beerzelt, and of course my dad was there as well.
And he said, I'll have some of that.
Huh?
He said, I'll have some of that.
That's what he said. He was really impressed and they fell in love. And
Love at first sight. Just like me and you. We'll come to that in a later episode, right?
Yeah.
Who fell in love with who first?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was it. And then what happened then? Did he decide to get married, or?
They met a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I could only meet at my dad's parents' house,
Mm-hmm.
and they played Schafkopf there.
Oh, that's that thing, right? That.
Yeah, that very fantastic, super duper game, card game.
You've been playing that ages, well, haven't you?
Yeah. And yeah, and after a while, I think it wasn't so long, they decided to get married.
Uh-huh.
My mom was 21 when they got married in August. My dad was almost 33.
Oh, wow.
That 23.
I was going to say.
Yeah. He was almost 23 and they got married, and the priest in the church in Dichbitten knew my mom very well because she was in the church choir.
Mm-hmm.
And normally he wouldn't have been allowed to marry them because my dad was evangelic.
Okay.
But he said, I saw it. Do it anyway.
So they married in a Catholic church, even though your dad
Yeah.
was evangelical. And you didn't have to turn Catholic, no?
No?
You just had to promise to bring the kids up in the Catholic faith.
Yep. And he went over to the Catholics later on in life. So,
Cool. So they were. Where did they first live when they got married?
they still live, I don't even know, but first they were a couple of months in the Regensburg, but that would mean they were still living at home, or I have no idea. But after a couple of months, my dad got transferred to Nuremberg, to Fürth, which is near Nuremberg. And that's where they moved. And they had my elder sister in December.
So about a year and a half after they got married.
A year and 6 months.
Uh-huh.
So we were quicker, me and Stephanie, after a year
Uh-huh.
and 3 months.
A year and 3 months. There you go. We were quicker.
And
What's your sister's name?
my sister's name is Birgit,
Birgitt.
which is Norwegian, I think, Swedish original, but it would be Bridget in English.
Uh-huh. Brigitte.
Yeah, so they were quite happy. My sister was quite cute, as all little babies are,
Uh-huh.
or most of them. And they, just after a couple of months, they had to move again. But they got transferred again
Uh-huh.
to Braunschweig.
Braunschweig, that's way up in the north of Germany, isn't it?
Yeah. And my mom didn't know that it was so far north
Until she got there.
until she got there.
And then it was a big shock, yeah?
Kind of, but she was the superstar.
Uh-huh.
Because, I mean, my older sister was the superstar.
Uh-huh.
Because she talked Bavarian.
Uh-huh.
And the people in Braunschweig loved to listen to that.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like being a foreigner, isn't it?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Braunschweig. So from Regensburg to Fürth is still Bavaria,
Yeah.
but it's in the area of Bavaria Franken, yeah?
Yeah.
And then from there to Braunschweig, which is way up north. Wow. That was staying with Bilker again, was it still?
Yeah.
Okay. Was he like the store manager there or something? Or assistant
Yeah,
manager?
he could work so much, and the reason why I got transferred
Uh-huh.
a lot
Okay.
made him go a further step up.
Get promoted and stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, my mom enjoyed it to drive around and look at places.
Uh-huh. So you had a car as well, did you? Did they?
Yep.
You weren't on the scene yet in Braunschweig, were you?
I wasn't.
No.
I was just.
A stamp in your mother's eye.
Yeah, that was what I was. And then he got, after a few months, he got transferred again
Uh-huh.
to Kassel.
Kassel. That's just above Bavaria
Yeah,
in the next state,
Hessen.
Hessen.
And there they got a nice flat. And my mom was really happy because this flat had a children's room.
Uh-huh.
And they thought we might as well have a second one
Uh-huh.
with a proper room. So then they decided to have me.
I'm so glad they did.
And I was born in July, and when I arrived, I was a bit weak, and I threw up a lot.
Nothing's changed then.
Yeah, right. So maybe I thought I was too impressed with life then. But then my mom got sent home and they kept me in the hospital for about a week.
Oh, wow.
So my mom was crying her eyes out and went to hospital every day. But after a week, she was allowed to take me home.
Cool.
And Birgit was never jealous. Never. She just treated me like a little pet.
You were her little pet, were you?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And in the evening, they took me to bed, my mom and her, and they put a big teddy bear on the side of my bed. So I thought I wasn't alone, and
You were quite happy then, were you?
I'm quite happy with the teddy
Having a
bear.
teddy bear's picnic. Do you remember that, or were you being told that?
I was being told
Okay. So that was Kassel.
Castle. So we had quite a nice time.
Mm-hmm.
I had a little friend in the house, and he was called Joachim,
Oh, this was it was a block of flats, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was I wanted to say. A big house, lots of flats, and we were about the only ones who had a car.
Okay.
So if you compare it with today, unheard of.
That's probably true, especially in Germany.
Yeah. Nobody had cars but us. But we needed it because we wanted to go to Bayern once in a while to see our grandparents.
Ah, yeah. Your dad, what was his name? Your dad, what is his name? He's still alive. What's your dad's name?
Heinz.
Heinz, like the sauce.
Right, exactly like the sauce.
And your mum?
Faller.
What's your mum called?
Das one Waffler, Mathilde.
Mathilde Waffler and Heinz Poller.
Yeah.
Okay. And you met Joachim?
Yeah. And he always said, you've got it good, you've got a car, you can go to Bavaria. And then we were couple of years in Castle. And close to the end of our Castle stay, my mom got pregnant again. And my little sister Ursula was born in Castle.
Ursula. I've never heard you call her Ursula, though.
Uschi.
Uschi. Like Uschi Glass.
Yeah.
That's a famous German actress, by the way. Or actor, female actor, as you might say these days. Uschi.
Yeah.
In fact, your mum's not called Matilda either, is she?
No, she called herself Didi when she was little.
So she's always been Didi, yeah?
Yeah.
Didi Waffler, now Didi Poller. So Uschi was born in Kassel?
In Castle.
Oh,
yeah.
right. I thought she was born back down in Regensburg or
No,
wherever it
she
passed after
was
that.
born in Castle
Oh,
too.
right, okay.
But to this day, I still think she might have been an accident. Because the room was a bit small for 3 children.
I'm sure it is. I don't think you can have 3 kids in a room these days.
No.
No. So where did you go after Kassel then?
After Castle, we went to Tiefenbach,
Where's Tiefenbach?
which is a small village just near Passau. And Passau is a beautiful city. So my mom bought 3 dirndls, the same for girls.
You got to tell the people who don't know what a dirndl is what a dirndl is.
A dirndl is the Bavarian dress.
Oh, the traditional dress?
Yeah.
Okay. With the apron and the bib and
Yeah.
all the stuff and the ruffles.
All 3 the same, different sizes.
I bet you look cute, didn't you?
Yep.
Something out of Sound of Music, maybe.
Yeah. My sister was only 2,
Uh-huh.
and Birgit, I think she must have been 7 or 8.
Uh-huh.
Because she started school in Tiefenbach.
Okay. Oh, when do you start school in German?
When you're 6, but depends when you're born, because Birgit was born so late, she was almost 7 when she
Okay.
started.
Okay, got you. So tell us a bit more about Passau. It's got a big cathedral, hasn't it? Famous cathedral with a
Big cathedral
with a massive church organ.
biggest church organ in the world.
Uh-huh. And it's on the border of 2 other countries.
To Austria
Uh-huh.
and what was it, Czechoslovakia?
Well, it was Czechoslovakia then, but it'll be the Czech Republic now, won't it?
Yeah. And there are three rivers that meet in Passau.
That's the border. The rivers are the border, I think, aren't they? Yeah.
The Danube.
And that comes from a bit further up, yeah?
Yeah.
So it goes through Germany, yeah?
Innsbruck, Danube.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Inn.
The Inn, that's the... I think that's the border to Austria, is it?
Yeah, it could be.
What's the third one
But
called?
still, the Danube goes through Austria too.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
And the other one is the Ilz.
Ilz. I-L-Z.
Yeah, it's not so famous.
No.
But there is a nice walk in Passau where you can walk along the river and then around the corner along the other river.
Uh-huh. And it's very famous for boat trips now, isn't it? Boat trips on the Danube.
Yeah,
The local name for the Danube is the Donau in Germany, right? And Austria.
yeah.
Okay. So do you remember your time in Passau?
I remember it quite well. And there were lots of children, and these days not so many cars, so we could all play in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. And we ran around the streets, and across the house where we lived, there are 2 children's rooms now.
Okay.
Where we lived, there was a nice field with lots of wildflowers,
Oh, nice.
and they smelled so fantastic.
So like a meadow.
Yeah.
You don't see that often these days, do you?
No, I don't think it exists anymore.
No.
There was even the sour ampfer, which you could eat, and it tasted a bit sour.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there were no poison sprayed around. We could go there and eat the sour ampfer.
Mm-hmm.
Or the little blossoms where you could suck the nectar out.
Oh, very nice. What type of games did you play as a kid?
We played lots of games, but the best games came later in Geiselhöring.
Okay. So when did you move from Tiefenbach then to Geiselhöring in the end?
Yeah.
Okay. So this was like the final move for the family, really, because they're
Really,
still
yeah.
there, yeah. So when were you? How old were you when you moved to Geiselhöring?
I was 5.
And your dad was working in what town was the biggest town there then?
Straubing.
Straubing. Is that on the Danube now?
Yeah.
It is, okay. So Straubing on the Danube. And you were in Geiselhöring, which is probably about 5 kilometres away?
10.
10 kilometres
10
away?
miles.
Okay.
And he came home from work at lunchtime every day.
Uh-huh.
My mom had cooked the meal.
Uh-huh.
He came in, ate his meal, went up to bed for half an hour,
Uh-huh.
sleep,
Uh-huh.
went down, went back to work again.
Because he did like early shift opening in the shop and also till the shop closed he was there.
Yeah.
So he had a longer lunch break.
Yeah,
Okay. That was nice, wasn't it, to come home for lunch every day?
that was nice, yeah.
Uh-huh. And of course in school in Germany you finish at lunchtime, right?
Yeah. So I still don't know how my mom did it to cook for 6 people every day.
Who's the 6?
my dad, my mom, the 4 kids.
You only had 3 kids. You haven't said the 4th kid yet.
Stimmt. Stimmt, sorry. Now, when they moved to Kreislering, my mom was already very pregnant
Uh-huh.
with the 4th child.
So that's why they'd never moved since, because your mums didn't get pregnant again.
No. And they all hoped it would be a boy now. It was 3 girls now enough, I guess.
And it was a boy.
And it was a boy,
And it was Mikey baby.
Michael,
Michael.
the Michi.
Uh-huh. Has he got a middle name?
Johannes.
Johannes. Mickey Pfaller. Very famous. Big guys will hear him, isn't he, kid?
Yeah, everybody knows him.
He could be a comedian as well, couldn't
Yeah.
he? He's a funny lad.
He's an original.
An original. So you got the oldest sister. What's she doing now? Or are you going to tell that in another story?
I can tell it. My older sister works for the church in the Regensburg,
Uh-huh.
for the bishop as well.
Uh-huh.
And
Your younger sister?
we're all different, totally different.
Uh-huh.
My younger sister is in the office.
Chefsekretärin.
See,
She's the boss's secretary in the local handwork
yeah,
Kammer. I don't know what that is in English, actually. Is it a council position? And Mickey drives... Is he still driving a truck?
yeah,
A big lorry, right?
big lorry, yeah. And he likes to work,
Mm-hmm. Not like me.
not like you, no.
So you got to Geiselhöring and now you've got a terraced house, right?
Yeah, but we didn't buy it. We're still renting to these 3.
Okay, so they rented for some 50 years now, approximately.
Yeah,
Or, yeah, probably about 40, 50 years, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Christine, for doing that. And I call her Christine or Christine because it's spelt Christine, isn't it?
Yeah,
And,
like my beer mat here.
like the beer mat. I can't show it, but I'll show it later. And, okay, we'll see you on the next one. But before your dad went to work, right?
Yeah,
What time did school start in Germany?
at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, and then your dad was... She came back, give the dad the car, and he went to work at 9:30.
That's right.
And did he pick you up on the way home from lunch, or how did you get home?
We walked home.
So you could have walked to school, couldn't you, really?
Yeah, but we were always too late, so she always had to drive us.